at lovedreamingpeach.com.
Hello, my lovely peaches. I gotta go park my car. The sun is going down earlier and earlier. All right, so come with me outside. Are you guys getting excited? Are you getting nervous? Election day is just a couple days away. My God, my God, my God. Are you gonna vote? I voted. I already voted blue. Blue, 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 blue for Kamala, of course. It's 56 degrees out. Should I put on another layer? So, are you voting? Who are you voting for? Please don't say Trump, my God. I hope anybody who likes that MFer ain't on my page, for God's sake. You know? Please, get the heck out. Get out of here! No, I really hope that... I just hope that people kind of come to their senses, you know? I don't know if it's just totally naive to say that, to be honest. Because, oh, this is from my sister. I love it. All right, let's go move this car. Okay. So what are you guys doing? It's Saturday night. I was time-lapse screen recording the sunset. My neighbor's kid is yelling. So what's up? What are you guys up to on this Friday night? Maybe I could put this, whoops. What am I gonna do? What will I do for Friday night? Did I just say Friday? It's not Friday, it's Saturday. I already said that. My kids will be home from their dad's around 8:30 or so. And what time is it? It's Saturday, November 2nd. It's 6:10 p.m. So it's considering on my YouTube channel, does anybody have interest in me reacting to Brian Boone's police interview that he did in the car with the detectives after the body cam little interview that I covered? That was only about 9 minutes. But he did another interview, an actual interview. There's only audio as far as I know. They're in the car. And I think he talks for about half an hour. And I was kind of curious about what did he say. You know, it's kind of done for the most part. But then come December 2nd is when she's supposed to be sentenced. And I'll definitely be interested because I'm hoping that bitch is gonna get life. And if you could hear my car making loud sounds, I'm gonna take it to the mechanic in 10 days and hopefully get that fixed. So what other videos should I work on? There'll be some new cases to talk about soon. I know Corey Richens is coming up. Corey Richens, let me walk over here. Corey Richens fed her husband a fentanyl sandwich, killing him. It's mostly because of money and because she had a boyfriend. I keep calling her paramour. And she wanted money. And then she wrote a children's book about grief, which is pretty fucking gruesome. Some gruesome stuff. You killed your husband, and then you stole his money. I'm trying to show without showing. Look at that. So it's like money, murder for money, and then you write this book. Oh my goodness. It's like, on a whole nother level. So, alright, oh, should I move it on the This kid was hollering. Just contemplating because I always leave it open for my kids, even though my son has the keys. And then I swear it's like this magic, bad magic. It's bad magical timing where I will unlock the door for my kids, knowing they'll be home in 2 minutes, and then they will magically fucking come home within the minutes and lock the door. So I kind of just, I get annoyed because every time I run down and I unlock the door for my kids, the fucking neighbors come home right before they lock the door. All right, so I was gonna go food shopping today, but then I decided, I don't know, I kept thinking, I'll go in a little while, and then I thought, you know what? I'll go tomorrow with the kids. So today I didn't really do much of anything. I just relaxed. I moved the car out like 9 a.m. Oh, that's right. I just realized I went to bed at it was almost 5 o'clock in the morning. And I was just, actually I was up doing like, are you a visual thinker, an auditory thinker, or kinetic thinker? Is it kinetic? Let me see. Kinesthetic? Wait, why is it so blue all of a sudden? What happened? Did I hit a filter? The other day I was doing a video and then it was like super hot pink. Wait. I do love filters, but at the same time, I can't get it off. Well, anyway, another rambling video with the weave. Borrowing from that absolute idiot criminal, the weave. Yeah, I'm just talking. So I parked my car and I really want to get back into doing some stretching, and I needed some more clients, and I've been enjoying making videos a lot. I enjoyed taking a break from making some videos, and looks like this video is gonna run out. So oh yeah, I was talking about what kind of learner I am. Actually, I thought I was much more of a visual learner than a shoot. I have to see what it said again. Let me see. but it's interesting. As a dancer, I guess it makes sense. Okay, I had to look it up. It's very interesting, different kinds of learning. So there's visual thinkers, there's auditory thinkers, and then there's
kinesthetic
thinkers. And basically it means you like to do things with your hands and your body when you learn, which makes sense for... I couldn't make this shit up if I tried. I was just saying they have this uncanny fucking timing. I said if I leave it unlocked, they're gonna come home anyway and they're gonna lock it behind me. I get so frustrated because of the fact that I want to leave the door unlocked for my kids. Look, these bitches are coming home. And I've been back in the house for about 5 minutes and they just got home. I'm telling you, the timing is uncanny. So if I had left the door unlocked just now for my kids, wouldn't have mattered because these mofos are coming home right now. I don't know if you can see. Ridiculous.
Get lovedreamingpeach.com.
Hello, my lovely peaches. How are you? This is my pocket Declaration of Independence and Constitution of the United States of America. So up here, I time-lapse screen recorded the sunset tonight, which is what that is. In the last video that I just did, it was like time-lapse, but you could hear it going like, and I just left it up. But, and then I was trying to record some of this, but I guess I time-lapsed it. So that's this book that I have here. I actually got it from an online school, which is a conservative Christian school, Pursue Truth, Defend Liberty. But, so here it is. Okay, so that is the first page of the Constitution, I believe. What I really wanted to read was the First Amendment. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion, or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peacefully to assemble, and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. So then, I also wanted to read Amendment 14, which all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. Okay, and then Section 3 of Amendment 14. So this is Amendment 1, but I'm reading Section 3 of Amendment 14. No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress, or elector of president and vice president, or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state, who, having previously taken an oath as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive or judicial officer of any state, to support the Constitution of the United States, shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. But Congress may, by a vote of 2/3 of each house, remove such disability, which is why I guess this motherfucker is getting to run right now. But why? He should not be running. The Constitution of the United States that we live by here in this democratic country forbids that he should be running. This is my blanket and my heated blanket. He should not be running. Yet he is. So the power that we have is in our vote. I've already voted early voting by mail for Kamala and Walz. And let's see if you can see my purple lights back here. Okay. And hopefully, if you haven't already voted by mail, you will be going to register. My mom had originally said, I'm not going to bother voting. And I was like, Mom, you have to. You absolutely have to vote. And then she sent me a text today with a picture. I voted, of her sticker. I'm so proud of her. My sister voted. My niece voted. My nephew voted. My sister's, well, I guess my step-niece voted. My brother-in-law voted. I don't know if my brother's voting early or what, but we're all voting for Kamala. We are in a blue state, but it doesn't matter if you're in a blue state, red state, swing state. You've got to get out and vote. If you care about the rights of anyone, then you should be voting blue. Just like Don Lemon said, even though he, as a man, cannot have an abortion, and as a gay man who's married to a man, doesn't have a wife who might get pregnant or have any of those medical issues, the fact of the matter is that he knows, he recognizes that if women's rights are being taken away, then who's next? What's next? Is he next? Are his gay rights next? Are his rights because he's a black man coming next? And unlike Donald Trump, who thinks that people are suckers and losers, military people are suckers and losers, or maybe anybody who's willing to be selfless, to do something for someone other than themselves, or to want social services so that people in need can be helped. Anybody who has a sister, a mother, an aunt, a niece, a daughter, a friend, a father, a brother, an uncle, a nephew, a son, a cousin, anybody who knows someone, anybody who knows a person who might have rights that you don't want taken away, anybody who has rights that they themselves don't want taken away, ought not to be voting for Donald Trump and his cronies because they want to take your rights away. So, even though this is from a conservative religious college that I probably wouldn't care for, I do like this message. Pursue truth, defend liberty. Maybe you can see it better backwards. Let's see if I put the light behind it. No! Oh, there. Pursue truth, defend liberty. Get out and vote. Your vote matters. I really wish that they would do away with the Electoral College altogether, and maybe one day that will happen, because it's too easily corrupted, and it really does make me feel that my vote is not being counted and that everybody's vote is not being counted, because it's not. And there's too much room for corruption in there. However, let's hope and believe in the, if we trust in the process, and we do it the way we're supposed to, knowing that there are not undocumented people voting. You can't, because you have to be registered. So there are many people, hundreds if not thousands of people whose votes are going to be the MAGA are going to be doing everything they can to disenfranchise these voters, to take their votes away, to make their votes not count, or to stop them from voting in the first place. But hopefully everybody is going to be aware how important this is, because we don't want a criminal, a felon, and an adjudicated rapist to be anywhere near the White House. You should only be in the Poe house, the dog house, and the big house. The big house is prison, penitentiary, essentially meaning the large building where prisoners are kept. I mean, you know what? Let him scream and cry that it's, weaponizing the government. But motherfucker, if you're going to do crime...
catlovedreamingpeach.com.
With a video to my own comment that I made on Brian Tyler Cohen's page, on his little video that he shared of Donald Trump playing with an invisible mic and doing two movements. Most people are only talking about the BJ movement. But what about the HJ movement? So like Donald Trump did an air hand job, and then he did like an air blow, and he did it really well. Like, I mean, I'm sure he has plenty of experience with the H part, but like, the way he just was like, I know what to do. Anyway, like, the fact that this is a presidential candidate and he is airporning on a rally, like, I don't know, that just seems like, is that a good framework? Like, is that what we want for, like, our, like, president? Like, so many questions, none that I want answered. I don't want to hear the answer. I don't want to see the answer. I don't want to know the answer. I don't want to perceive the answer. I don't want to perceive the questions. I've already been perceiving questions like, well, I guess J.D. Vance is not a regular gay guy. He's obviously... Is he like a closeted gay guy? Oh, he's like a self-loathing homophobe. I'm going to turn on anybody who has the audacity to live in their truth and be their real self and actually express themselves truly and live how they want to live and love who they want to love. And because I don't know how to do that myself, I am going to shame and everybody who chooses another life. People who choose not to have children by choice because they have other pursuits that they want to do, or maybe they just aren't ready at this point, I'm going to shame them. I'm talking about J.D. Vance, by the way. He's going to shame people who want to express themselves outside the conventional norms of society and binary genders. And he seems really fucking weird, really creepy, really mother effing creepy. And it also appears to be a lost, self-loathing person who truly is masking everything about himself that's genuine. And, you know, it's like the bullied kid who now makes friends with the bullies because somehow in his warped mind, in his stunted emotional growth, intelligence, he believes, well, they're the strong ones. They'll protect me if I can sycophant suck up to them enough. Back to the sucking and the chucking. If they can suck up enough, then maybe the bullies will protect them. Is that why Trump well, I think Trump loves the dictators because he admires them. He looks up to them. He desires to emulate them. Let's Google that. What does emulate mean?
Emulate.
Match or surpass a person or achievement, typically by imitation. Hey Siri, what does emulate mean?
Emulate means match or surpass a person or achievement, typically by imitation.
So yeah, plagiarizing Schmittler's speeches and slogans. Imitation is the greatest form of what the fuck are you doing, motherfucker? Are you kidding me? Like, what's happening here? How can this be real? You are missing a peg in a cog in your wheel of fucking what? But then there's these people out there who are like, yeah, for that. I go for that. Yes, I can go for that. That's my man, and I'm gonna stick by him. Down with the ship. I will do whatever. Like, why, dude? So it's clear to me there's 3 extremely clear, obviously, reasons why people vote for Trump. And they can deny it all they want. But at this point, it's like bare bones obvious at this point. It's like a no-brainer. People say it's like a no-brainer because you're either a racist, a misogynist, or a xenophobe, or all of the above. You can, you can mix and match. You can just go with one, or you can just pick the whole damn, the whole kit and caboodle, the whole shebang of hatred. And there's plenty of people out there, like I was saying, my last videos. There are a special type of loser, a special type of enigma. A person who is so fragile, ego so big, yet made out of a house of cards. Your entitlement, your expectation of what you think you deserve, and the work that you feel that you are required to put in to get what you deserve, compared to the work that other people you think are supposed to put in, and where you think they are entitled or very clearly not entitled to. The hypocrisy. It's like at this point, you're just disgusting. You're disgusting. You disgust me. And I am going to just focus all my energy, positive energy, on the belief that ain't no way y'all motherfuckers are gonna outnumber us. There's no way that this hateful, small-minded, closed-minded, ignorant, cretin type of mindset is gonna win. And what I'm truly hoping is that Donald Trump, he's going to lose the popular vote. He's going to lose the electoral vote. He's going to lose the election. He's going to fight. He's going to try. He's going to do a bunch of shit. But as much as he can cry fake news, as much as he can cry witch hunt, as much as he can cry, oh, this is weaponized adjudication, the fact of the matter is the truth is going to set him to prison. That motherfucker is guilty. Guilty. And maybe the bubble of the cultism will actually burst for some people. For some, it's never going to burst. They're going to go down in flames with the ship of the devil, because that's just, sometimes people just cannot. You've gotten too far, and there's no way to turn back now and admit that you were duped. So they're just going to go down in flames, okay? And then the rest of the people, they'll move on. Trump will be in prison for all the freaking crimes he's done and currently doing, and then we'll actually get back to governing. And, just the good work, the hard work that we all are happy to do, or at least some of us, the majority of us. I do believe that the majority of people have integrity. Most people are good people. Deep down, yes, there's hatred, there's division, but ultimately, I do believe that probably 65-70% of people could easily vote for Kamala, and I hope that that's what happens, that she wins, and it's such a landslide. He's going to try to say it's a early vote.
lovedreamingpeach.com.
Car. My little muffin asleep in my bed. My sweetest bunny. Aww. Do this thing. Nice out. My little succulents.
Old creaky stairs.
Loud ass plane. So how are you, everybody? I woke up and saw a bunch of people watched my last video and commented some. That was very cool. I love that. So I was reading the Constitution Amendments 1, which is what I want to talk a bit more about right now. Amendment 1, free speech. And the difference between protected free speech and speech that's violent. So hate speech is protected unless it's invoking violence, inciting violence, a call to violence, a threat. Then it's not protected. So, I mean, at this point, I think it's clear to people who are not filled with hate that yes, this man is dangerous and the things that he's saying are dangerous and violent and could incite violence yet again. Just like with January 6th of 2020. Did he say the words, go do violence? No, but the violent rhetoric and the pushing of these ideas, the idea that he was, that the election was stolen from him and that he was wronged. You know, it's unfortunate that sometimes people, they're sore losers. Some people, they won't acknowledge that they lost. They're going to say, no, you cheated. There's no way I lost. The only way, and this is exactly what he says, the only way we could lose is if they cheat. What? that's not even a thing. Because he's basically saying there's absolutely no way that people are going to legitimately vote for this candidate. There's no way that people will actually vote for her legitimately. The only way her votes would be more than mine is if I am cheated on. And that's false. That's an absolute lie. He's trying desperately, and his desperate ass cult followers are also desperate to believe him, that, I mean, it doesn't even make any sense. The whole entire narrative, she wasn't legitimately, what's the word? Nominated. That she stole the nomination. Like, what? The Democrats said, yeah, we want her. I was saying I wanted her before she was even the candidate. I actually was contemplating not voting because I was like, I don't despise Joe. I don't even dislike him. I just felt like he's so ridiculously old. This is ridiculous. Like, what are you fucking saying? You're telling me that there's not a legitimate candidate to vote for who's not, that old? And then Kamala got nominated. And it makes sense. She's the vice president. She's qualified. She's it. She's the one. She's the one that we want. She's the one that can get it done. She's the one that has the vision, the passion, and the integrity. Is she a perfect human being? No, she's a fucking she's a person. She is a human. No human is perfect. Is she gonna make mistakes? Yes. Is she gonna do everything perfect and wonderful the way I wished it would be done? No, obviously not. But is she going to try to overthrow the government and install herself as a dictator? No. Is she going to do away with all of the departments that have been established for decades that help all kinds of men, women, and children? No. She's going to build on those. I want to stay out more, but it's chilly. At least with what I'm wearing. Thin little tank top and my little thin pajama pants. So let me get back upstairs. My keys are too loud. Hi, cutest baby. Go back down. This extra layer. The fact is that, as I've been saying repeatedly, that's kind of the video I wanted to do next. Like, some people truly don't believe that they're racist, misogynistic, and or xenophobic. But a lot of people really are. In a very subtle way. In a way that it's so ubiquitous that even they themselves don't know. There is so much misogyny and racism that is baked into our mentality, into our way of life, into our systems, that many times people hold beliefs that are truly racist and misogynistic and xenophobic, and they just think of it as the truth. You don't recognize that, no, that's not the truth. That's just hate. That's just stereotypes. That's just prejudice. That's just putting people down in these really unsubtle ways and believing that that's just facts. That's just the way it is. Instead of recognizing, no, that's a mindset. That's a lifestyle. That's oppression. That's one group of people believing that another group of people or other groups of people are inferior. Whether it's trans people, the LGBTQ people, people of color, people who have challenges in other kind of ways, whether it's mental health challenges, physical challenges, emotional challenges. I mean, I don't know, I could say spiritual challenges, but it's like financial challenges. There's so many things that people go through that don't make them bad people or less than. It's just they're people going through things. And what most people need is connection and understanding, and to recognize that regardless of your skin color, regardless of your language, regardless of your religion or your nationality or what country you came from, regardless of what's going on down there in your private areas, you deserve to be safe. You deserve life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Everybody deserves to live their life free from persecution and, harm and violent threats. And it's just sad to me that, the Republicans used to be a party that you could live side by side even though there was disagreements. And this MAGA cult is actually scary. And what they want to do is to destroy what we know so that they can then swoop in and take everything that they want, including power and control. So
join me
vote.
next
Vote
video
early,
soon.
in person if you can. Vote on Tuesday. I think it's probably too late to send in your mail-in ballot now. See? Protected free speech versus criminal hate speech. In the U.S., the First Amendment protects offensive or hateful speech, but hate crimes are criminal acts. The First Amendment protects offensive speech because the government should not shield people from ideas they find disagreeable. However, there are certain types of speech that is not protected, including defamation, inciting imminent lawless action, and true threats. Although the line may appear to be blurred, ultimately, offensive or hateful speech is still just speech and is protected. However, a hate crime is a criminal act that is motivated in whole or substantial part by the perceived identity of the victim. Hate speech is any form of expression through which speakers intend to vilify, humiliate, or incite hatred against a group or class of persons on the basis of race, religion, skin color, sexual or gender identity, ethnicity, disability, national origin. Hate crimes are overt acts that can include acts of violence against persons or property, violation or deprivation of civil rights, certain true threats, or acts of intimidation or conspiracy to commit these crimes. The FBI has defined a hate crime as a criminal offense against a person or property motivated in whole or part by the offender's bias against a race, religion, disability, sexual orientation, ethnicity, gender, or gender identity, including skin, color, and national origin. Hate crimes are overt acts that can include acts of violence against persons or property, violation or deprivation of civil rights, certain true threats, or acts of intimidation or conspiracy to commit these crimes. The Supreme Court has upheld laws that either criminalize these acts or impose a harsher punishment when it can be proven that the defendant targeted the victim because of the victim's race, identity, ethnicity, or beliefs. A hate crime is more than offensive speech or conduct. It is specific criminal behavior that ranges from property crimes like vandalism and arson to acts of intimidation, assault, and murder. Victims of hate crimes can include institutions, religious organizations, and government entities, as well as individuals.
Oh yeah, sure. She's a war hog. She kills. Sure, she's a war hog. She kills people. She wanted, even in my administration, she was pushing to go to war with everybody. And I said, if you ever gave her a rifle to do the fighting, if you ever do that, she wouldn't be doing too well. I will tell you right now. So she's a war hog. People unnecessarily. And if she had to do it herself and she had to face the consequences of battle, she wouldn't be doing it. So it's easy for her to talk, but she wouldn't be doing it. She's actually a disgrace. Blame him for sticking with his daughter, but his daughter is a very dumb individual, very dumb. And I don't blame him for sticking with his daughter, but his daughter is a very dumb individual, very dumb. She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it. You know, when the guns are trained on her face. You know, they're all war hawks when they're sitting in Washington in a nice building saying, oh, gee, let's send 10,000 troops right into the mouth of the enemy. But she's a stupid person. And I used to I'd have meetings with a lot of people, and she always wanted to go to war with people.
So we are in the closing days of this campaign, and Donald Trump and I have been presenting our closing arguments to the American people. As you've heard me say many times, my pledge to the American people is to pursue common sense solutions, to listen to those, even those who disagree with me, to listen to experts, and to be a president for all Americans. Donald Trump's closing argument is very different. He pits Americans against one another. He spends full time having Americans point their fingers at one another, and he spends a considerable amount of time plotting his revenge on his political opponents. As of last night, just to add more, he has indicated that the person who would be in charge of health care for the American people is someone who has routinely promoted junk science and crazy conspiracy theories, who once expressed support for a national abortion ban, and who is the exact last person in America who should be setting health care policy for America's families and children. And then, even worse, he has increased his violent rhetoric, Donald Trump has, about political opponents, and in great detail, suggested rifles should be trained on former Representative Liz Cheney. This must be disqualifying. Anyone who wants to be president of the United States who uses that kind of violent rhetoric is clearly disqualified and unqualified to be president. Representative Cheney is a true patriot who has shown extraordinary courage in putting country above party. Trump is increasingly, however, someone who considers his political opponents the enemy, is permanently out for revenge, and is increasingly unstable and unhinged. His enemies list has grown longer, his rhetoric has grown more extreme, and he is even less focused than before on the needs and the concerns and the challenges facing the American people. I have also thought a lot about what this means in terms of our standing in the world. As Vice President, I have represented the United States of America around the world. And what I know is that when we walk in those rooms representing the United States of America, we have the earned and self-appointed authority to then talk about the importance of democracy, the importance of rule of law. And as a result, people around the world who are fighting for freedom and opportunity hold us up as a model. America deserves better than what Donald Trump is offering. America deserves a president who understands our role and responsibility to our people and to the rest of the world to be a model. So I'll end with this. Voters are making their decisions. Many have voted, but there are still those who are making a decision about who they'll vote for. And what I offer is, I ask folks to, among the many issues before you, just consider who's going to be sitting in the Oval Office on January 20th. Either you're going to have Donald Trump there, who will be stewing over his enemies list, or I will be there working hard on your behalf on my to-do list. That is the choice among many that is at stake in this election, and I would be proud to earn the vote of the American people, and I do intend to win. With that, I'll take any questions.
Here, AP. President, have you had a chance to talk to Liz Cheney? And then secondly, are you concerned about her general security? And concerning the situation and how tense things are, do you think that the government or the administration is some form of provider with security in this situation?
So I've not talked to her since this comment was made, but I will tell you, I know Liz Cheney well enough to know that she is tough, She is incredibly courageous and has shown herself to be a true patriot at a very difficult time in our country, where, to your point, we see this kind of rhetoric that is violent in nature, where we see this kind of spirit coming from Donald Trump that is so laden with the desire for revenge and retribution. And Liz Cheney is a tough person. She is an incredible American, and I have an incredible amount of respect for her. I think that Liz Cheney is courageous, and that we will always make sure that we are all fighting against and speaking out against any form of political violence.
At lovedreamingpeach.com.